In the last lecture, we had a look at reference and primitive types, something super important to keep in mind when working with JavaScript. Another thing you will see quite a lot in this course are array functions. We already saw filter a couple of lectures ago. We also got sort, map, and so on. Let me quickly show you what I mean. The good old numbers array with 1, 2, and 3. Now let's say we want to turn this into an array where each number is doubled. So we have the double num array, something like that. We can use an array function for this. We can take the numbers array and call map. Map is a built-in array method, and there are many of these methods. I will use quite a lot of them, and they're not next generation JavaScript. All these methods work in the same way though. They take a function as an input, and this function, which is an arrow function here but could be a normal function, is then simply executed on each element in the array here. So on each element in the numbers array, on 1 and 2 and 3. So therefore, what we get in this arrow function is a number in the end, but you can name this argument whatever you want. Here we can then simply return something, and what you have to do in this internal function depends on which array function you're using. Check the docs in places like the Mozilla Developer Network docs to learn more about the available array functions. So in the map function, we have to return the new value we want to turn the old one into. So we could return num times 2. And since this is executed on every element here, it will return 2, 4, and 6. And conveniently map also returns a new array, so a real new array, which is then stored in double num array. So now if I output numbers and thereafter double num array like this, and I now hit run, you see the old one is unchanged, but the new one holds double the values. And I will explain what these functions do when we use them in the course. I just want to bring them to your attention right now, explain that they always have this function which gets executed on each element, and that they are not next generation JavaScript, but normal JavaScript actually. Be prepared to meet them. I will explain what they do when we see them, and always feel free to dive into docs like the Mozilla Developer Network to learn more about them.